Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface with Emergency Az number 33. Emergency Az videos, raw reactionary type of videos to breaking news within gaming. Returning to an old friend today. Blizzard Entertainment has patched 7.3, at least the starting elements of it, have found their way onto the PTR. There are things I want to discuss about that, and because this is an Emergency Az video, may contain fruity language, i.e. language of an adult nature. So if any of that offends you, probably not the video for you. So you may be thinking, hey Az, you don't play World of Warcraft anymore. What are you doing on the PTR for patch 7.3? Well, you are correct. I don't play the World of Warcraft anymore. I am unsubscribed to the World of Warcraft anymore. But just from a logical point of view, Blizzard should be wanting players like me back. Players as in people who have played the World of Warcraft and who are no longer sub to the game because they're either bored of the content or bored of the direction of the game or whatever way you want to put it, or just brand new people. Blizzard should want new people all the time to be coming to the World of Warcraft, whether they are old players or brand new players. There should be something there that stimulates people to return back to the World of Warcraft. And as an ex-WoW player, 7.3 had a hook. It does have a hook for somebody like me, somebody who's played for a long time, but no longer plays the game. And the hook is Argus. Argus, you know, I'd say spoilers, but come on now. If you haven't seen the end cinematic from the Tomb of Sargeras, you've done very well, and I've just fucked it up for you. Sorry. But this is going to be a spoilerific video, so if you don't want to know things about 7.3, and it isn't much that I know, just kind of like what I've seen so far in the opening sort of quest lines, or stuff from the end of 7.2, you shouldn't be a go. Run, quick. So yes, as you know, from the end of 7.2, Argus has been either ripped through fabric in time and space or portaled or whatever it happened. Whatever Illidan did, Argus is now in the skies above Azeroth. And in 7.3, Blizzard have said that the majority of the content is going to be on Argus itself. Now, just that kind of terminology, that's a hook for a player like me. So Blizzard have actually said something which has piqued my interest as an ex-player. Argus is here. The vast majority of content in 7.3 is going to be on Argus. You know, they're kind of like tickling me scrotum a little bit, saying, come on, come on. So I thought, check out the PTR. Check out the PTR for 7.3. Let's see what it's all about. Let's see what Argus looks like. Let's see how they introduce this brand new planet to us, because this is what it is. Argus isn't just a brand new planet. This is a planet with a lot of history, a lot of in-game lore, a planet that means metaphorically a lot to a lot of the player base, because this is now the current homeworld of the Legion. This is the homeworld of the Draenei, which now reside on Azeroth. There are severe implications when it comes to the land or the world of Argus. So the way that Blizzard introduced this planet to us is very important indeed. To me, this is how my take on it. It's very important indeed that it creates a really good first impression, because that is what is going to either hook the ex-players back in, or it's going to alienate those players, essentially. If somebody returns back in patch 7.3 because they like the idea of Argus, they like the idea of brand new and most of the content being on Argus, then you've got to try and keep them excited. You've got to do things to make them want to stay. If you just give them what they had when they left, that's not going to cut it, okay? And this is where I have my initial issues with 7.3, at least the start of 7.3. The plus side of things, this is just the beginning, and things are subject to change. And as we've seen from things like the Miss of Pandaria beta, things can change drastically, because the opening segments for both the Horde and the Alliance in Mists of Pandaria are not the ones you see in game now. They were very generic, boring starts. And then Blizzard just said, right, we're shutting down Jade Forest and we're redoing it. And they literally did. They shut down the Jade Forest, and we had to stay in, I can't remember what it is, Long something. We had to stay in one of the other zones for a bit, and then they redid the starting area for the Horde and the starting area for the Alliance, and then suddenly you had this very dynamic entrance to Pandaria, where if you're on the Alliance side, you got in one of the mech twirly birds, and you were fucking mowing down dudes, I think it's the Horde actually, mowing down Horde in this base and just ripping things apart and blowing things up, and it was and then blowing boats up, and it's quite an exciting start. And then if you're on the Horde side, I think you jumped on one of the main airships that you had, and you went down to the main gun, and then again you were and literally mowing the shit out of the Alliance and blowing up barrels, and there was explosions and pew pew, and everyone's like, whoa. And they were both two very good starts to the zone, and then unfortunately the rest of the zone was exactly how they left it. So it's sort of like these really dynamic starts followed by go pick some pig shit up, which didn't quite work, but okay, whatever. At least kudos for the way that they introduced Pandaria after all the feedback from the people saying, look, this is fucking, come on. And this is the exact problem that Argus has. Because the way that you currently, and I can only speak from the Alliance side, I don't know how the Horde side operates, so it's probably going to be something similar to what I'm going to say. But the way that you get to Argus currently on the PTR is you go to Stormwind Harbour, you take a boat that takes you immediately to the Exodar. You go inside the Exodar and you construct a teleporter with the Prophet Velen, and then you get zapped up in the teleporter. Then there's going to be a cinematic, and then when the cinematic ends, you are on a spaceship just hovering above Argus. And I mean literally the landmass, not in orbit. You're kind of almost down at groundish level, I think. And you teleport from the spaceship down onto Argus. Now, that in itself, you can debate whether or not that's a good way to get there or not get there. It's neither here nor there. There's going to be a very exciting cinematic, no doubt, about how you transition from Azeroth through to Argus. I'm sure they're going to show the spaceship that you teleported on blast off, and people are going to be shaking and going, cool, here we go. And then you're going to go, pew, whoosh, 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 whoosh. And maybe there's some Legion spaceship shooting at you and you're pew-pewing. But the problem with the cinematic is you don't participate in a cinematic. You watch a cinematic. So if it's like 30 seconds, a minute, it could be a very exciting cinematic, but once it's finished, it's over and you're not physically doing anything. So when you arrive there at Argus, you speak to somebody else and you teleport down onto the surface where Illidan and I think it's Khadgar, I don't think it's Velen, I think it's Khadgar who's waiting for you, give you two quests, a quest each. Illidan tells you to kill 12 demons, and Khadgar tells you to blow up 3 cannons. And I was just like, are you kidding me? So let me just rewind here, folks. This is the introduction of Argus. This is the way that you, and I say you as in Blizzard Entertainment, are introducing your audience to Argus. And if the way that you want to introduce your audience to Argus is by giving them 2 fucking generic kill quests, no! No, no, no! That's not how you do it. As somebody who's left the World of Warcraft, who's bored with the current state of the game, who's had enough of world quests and all that kind of tripe, who was hoping that Argus was going to bring something new and unique, or at least introduce Argus to us in a unique fashion, I'm already turned off. I'm already turned off by those 2 quests. Here, you've arrived on Argus, kill 12 of them, blow up 3 of them. That's so fucking generic. You should have physically been active in a big event. The way that I would have done this, if I was in a meeting about what you should do in patch 7.3 and we're all sat down at the table, I would say, right, let's take generic stuff off the table right now. We are introducing Argus to our audience. Let's think of this. Let's get into the mentality that this is the start of a brand new expansion, bearing in mind that the vast majority of 7.3 is going to be on Argus itself. What can we do as an explosive entrance onto this place? Well, you know, maybe we should get some, you know, either we've taken over some Legion small aircraft. We could try some air to ground combat. Blizzard can put the airship on wheels. They can put it on a merry-go-round or whatever, so it goes round in a set pathway and you're there blasting shit on the ground. You're literally just dropping bombs and firing fucking lasers. Let's go for lasers on this one, not even bullets, fucking going lasers here, folks. Blowing, you know, firing little lasers down at the infantry, dropping the bombs onto the cannons. Pew, pew. Give it a right fucking explosive start. Don't make it 12, make it fucking 150 or 200. You are literally going out going on your little fucking ship. Or if they can't do a little ship or don't want to do a little ship, what about a tank? What about a tank? You've got a fucking Legion tank you've commandeered from the Legion. You built with a Legion tech. The gnomes and the goblins have gone fucking crazy with all the Legion tech that you discovered in Tomb of Sagaris. So you go out on this fucking cannon, on this tank, and you're there in a turret or whatever you're on, and you literally... and you're blowing the fucking shit up out of stuff. And you're just like, this is fucking great! This is fucking, I'm blowing this shit up. Or, if that's not the avenue that you want to go down, if that's not the way that you want to introduce, and if you want to go for a slightly more subtle way, and you're just like, no, this is a planet where the Legion are dug in. You know, this is their homeworld. They're dug in on this planet. We're not going to allow them to just drop bombs from above or lasers from on high or have tanks go through their defenses. No. We want something a little bit more visceral. All right. Then how about the Legion are trenched in, literally dug in, a la World War I, a la fucking trenches, and you actually infiltrate the Legion trenches and go through, fucking smashing through the Legion, smashing down little force fields to push you through to other areas, going into into other tunnels which take you into turret areas, and then you set charges and blow the fucking turrets up from below, and then get back out into the trenches and something like that. Something explosive. Something pow-pow! Exciting. And then you go and you push it to wherever you want to, you know, push them to. Right, we've now managed to push through to this safe haven here on Argus. And you're like, woo! Holy shit, that was a hell of a way to start the expansion, whichever one it was. Oh, the expansion. That's how it should be feeling, though. That's how it should be feeling. New planet, new expansion feel. So even if, you were blowing stuff up from above, or blowing stuff up in the cannon, or doing some trench warfare, or something like that, something a bit different, something which felt very visceral, something which felt very grandiose, that really felt like you were smacking it to the Legion, not kill 12 Legion, blow up 3 fucking cannons. Not generic. Come on. It goes without say to me. It absolutely goes without say that Argus should be introduced with a huge fucking bang. It was brought through the portal or the tear in space with a big bang. Your entrance should mirror that. It should match that. It should, your arrival should be pow, pow, pow. And not boring and not generic. And if you're one of these people that go, well, it's all, it's all right. It's fine. Just fucking kill 12 fucking demons. You're part of the fucking problem. You're part of the problem that they never do stuff like this or don't think about doing stuff like this. Because if you're happy to settle for mediocrity, well done. Your game's going to be fucking average forever now. and it will never fucking change. But to me, this was a weak source entrance. Asmongold tweeted out this morning. This is a guy who's got a massive WoW fan following, who is pro WoW, who will fucking probably play WoW until he dies, whenever that is. And he tweeted out that he had the same sort of feels going to Argus that he had when he went through the Dark Portal for the first time. And if he represents the typical WoW player, and judging by the way that the cutscene from the end of Tomb of Sargeras seems to have been well received by the fan base, then a lot of people are very excited for this. And you don't want to be arriving there, getting teleported onto the surface, and then having Illidan going, "I'll just kill 12 fucking demons," and Kadka going, "I'll just blow out 3 fucking..." That's not the way to do it, Blizz. Come on. And like I said, as somebody who's left, that start would put me off immediately. Absolutely immediately. So this entrance, this beginning, gotta change. Gotta change, Blizz. You've got to make it a pow impactful beginning. Because when I played it, it felt identical to the start of the Demon Hunter Mardoom area, and I'm not going to get too critical of the actual aesthetic of Argus, but it's not looking particularly different from Mardoom and the Warlock Order Hall area and the Broken Shore. It's all looking very, very similar to that. Okay? It's all looking very similar to that indeed. Great skybox of Azeroth. And there's a great, I think another skybox actually, you can see like a vast distance, but I don't think it's actually where you can go. I do think that is Blizzard actually doing a little bit of backdrop jiggery pokery. And that looks great. But the actual Argus itself, it's something that a lot of people have kind of seen already. And then when Blizzard have announced the content for 7.3, they said there's going to be a lot of cinematic story moments, which absolutely the game needs. I've been saying this for fucking ages. Not side quests. There's got to be a huge main narrative. So that's a plus point. But then after that plus point starts to sound very familiar, folks. More world quests. Profession quests with epic gems. Profession quests, what the fuck ever. They didn't do anything for professions. It's the actual scope of professions itself that need a complete rework. There's still absolute mess of professions. The Netherlight Crucible for upgrading your artifact weapon in new customizable ways. I don't know, that sounds like a grind to me. That sounds like a clever way of disguising a grind. New dungeon, new raids. There's, again, just standardy WoW stuff. Invasion points. We've had invasion points pre-expansion. There are invasion points in 7.1 as well, I believe. Although invasion point could be just the buzz term for whatever they're going to do, it's just sounding very, very similar right now. And it can't be to me. To me, it's got to be different. It's got to be something drastically different. It's got to be something that... I personally, at this meeting, this hypothetical meeting that I had earlier, I would have said, right, let's take world quests off the table completely for 7.3. I would have gone something like that. Let's take them off the board completely. People have been doing world quests in 7.1, 7.0, 7.1, 7.2, 7.25, whatever. They've been doing a lot of world quests now. Let's take them off. Let's just take them off the table. Let's think about doing something completely unique with Argus. Let's think about doing something completely different. But the way that Blizzard kind of say their rhetoric as well when it comes to Argus, it's not that kind of... it's a little bit worrying because they say, oh, there's going to be gameplay reminiscent of things like the Molten Front and Timeless Isle and the Isle of Thunder. And you kind of like, when you start to compare what you're going to do with stuff from 3 fucking expansions, That just screams unoriginal. It just screams, we're just going to be tweaking shit that we've done before. So it doesn't fill, certainly somebody like me, it doesn't fill me full of that confidence of saying, ooh. Now, there's a long way to go. You know, I do the critique bit and then I do the build-up bit. You know, I do the what's he called? Shouty chef man. Gordon Ramsay. I do the Gordon Ramsay shout at you and then I build you up at the end. This is early doors for 7.3. This is early doors and a lot can change. But certainly from the perspective of somebody who's left the game but was intrigued by the idea of Argus Blizzard, giving me the same old shit which made me leave the game ain't going to get me back. And won't get those other people like me who did the same, who are bored with the current content. They're not going to come back for more of the same. So I really would implore Blizzard to rethink this. Rethink this. It's not broken yet. It's not over yet. They have time to change stuff. So, you know, sit down, brainstorm. Let's have an explosive entrance onto Argus. Let's change this entrance. Yes, this beginning bit is dull and very generic. Let's change this up. Let's give them an explosive entrance when they land, whatever they do, whether they get into a vehicle or not get into a vehicle. Let's give them something that will really make them feel as if they're up against the Legion. Even if it's like horde mode points with static cannons that you get onto static cannons and fucking mow them down if they want to keep you grounded. But again, just something explosive and exciting, not too generic fucking quests going kill. I don't think trying something different in World of Warcraft is a risky business anymore. It would have been a risky business going back to Wrath of the Lich King. But as we've seen from the way that shit's hit the fan since Cataclysm all the way down to now, doing something a little bit different is not necessarily a bad thing for World of Warcraft. It could actually be something really good. Once people have seen through smoke and mirrors, it doesn't work. So something different, uniquely different, could certainly be a big one. So yeah, my initial impressions of 7.3 were not good. Not broken, but they were not good. And I think there's got to be some serious re-looking at the way that they reintroduce Argus to the player base. But there you go. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links, they're in the description down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care, everyone. Bye for now.